Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. And I just want to give you an update, and then I want to talk to you about the medical care situation, ambulances and hospitals, and the medications. We are finally here. I have gotten someone who is coming to my home to help me with my bathing and to help me with the housework. So they will be coming 3 times a week if I need them. They're available. Also, I've gotten the MRI scheduled that I was fighting so hard to get scheduled. It is now scheduled, and where everything got gunked up was that they need me to have someone stay with me in my home for 24 hours following the procedure. They need someone to pick me up from the hospital and take me home in their car. Sign me out and take me home in their car. I don't know anybody who can take me in a 300-pound wheelchair. They will not let the Medicaid wheelchair handicap service sign me out and take me home. It has to be a family member. I'm like, okay. And then I need to have someone with me for 24 hours at my house. And it's like, the only person I could get is like $23 an hour for 24 hours. It's like 550 something dollars. And I'm like, I do not have that kind of money. So, anyway, it took quite a bit of doing. But if you ever run into a problem that you're having between your doctor and the hospital, call the hospital and ask for the patient advocate. That's what I did. He was amazing. And I'll tell you what, I have been trying for like a month to get this MRI scheduled. And the next thing I know, the next day, he calls me back and he has in his office the director of the MRI department. And they call people, and people are calling me, and immediately the thing was scheduled, and so I will be going Monday for that. And so I'm really relieved about that. And having the help in the house is wonderful. And I still have to get my sleep study done and get a new DME because Philips Respironics, and maybe you guys have heard about the recall of the Dream Station, that the black foam that's inside of the machine is coming loose, little particles, and they're getting in people's lungs and causing lung cancer. So, in order for me to get either the repair kit or the new machine, I need a DME, which is a durable medical equipment company. And the problem is that the durable medical equipment company that I got my machine through, they don't take my insurance now. At the time when I got the machine, I was on Medicaid. Now I'm retired. I have my Medicare, and they don't take Medicare. I know, they don't take Medicare. So I can't use them as a DME. I can't get the machine unless I have a DME. So anyway, I have to call them tomorrow and try to figure that out. Also, I need to get a sleep study done, and that will, I'll have to go to the hospital for that. It's like an overnight thing where you sleep and they put all kinds of wires on you and check and see how you're breathing and all that. so they can figure out what to set your machine at, so you can properly breathe in the night. Because if you have sleep apnea, now I know people who have been diagnosed with sleep apnea, and they will not use their machine. My sister, being one of those people, refuses to use the machine. And what she does not understand, and what I have tried repeatedly to tell her, is that sleep apnea can cause the right side of your heart to enlarge if left untreated. It can cause the right side of your heart to be enlarged. And that, my friends, will cause heart failure. So now, you really need to get, your sleep study, your machine, and use it at night. When you're sleeping. Even if you sleep in the afternoon, you should be putting it on. So the other thing is, I have pulmonary hypertension, because our bodies have two blood pressure systems. One is for our body and one is for our lungs. So I have high blood pressure in my body, but I also have high blood pressure in my lungs. And what helps with that is to use the BiPAP machine. So I'm working on getting that all worked out as well. Now, I want to talk to you guys. There are problems at the hospitals that they're running out of supplies, that there's a shortage of gauze and cotton for bandages and stuff. They're running out of medicine. The saline solutions, they start an IV when you're sick, or if you have a heart attack, they put the IV in. If they're going to admit you to the hospital, they do the IV so that they don't have to just keep poking you with a needle. If you have to need medicine, they can put it right into the IV, which acts a whole lot quicker and faster. But they're running out of the IV fluid bags that they hang up and put the fluid in you. They're running out of saline eye wash, so if they and the saline wash they use to wash out wounds before they stitch them up, so forth and so on. I've also heard that diabetics are having trouble finding a pharmacy that can fill their prescription for their diabetic insulin, which they would die without it. So if you have any way that you can put back an extra vial of your medicine, please try to do that. I know you may have to pay cash for it, that your insurance wouldn't cover it, but your doctor may be able to help you get the prescription that you can pay for one yourself to have it. I know money's very tight, and for some people, that's just impossible because their co-pays, even with their insurance, the co-pay is just keeping them, with their nose to the grindstone, trying to find the money to continue to buy their medicine. The other thing I heard is that pain medication is becoming short in supply. Antibiotics are becoming short in supply. There is a cancer patient with stage 4 cancer that they could not send him home simply because the pharmacy did not have the pain medication that he would need to control his pain at home. So they're having to keep him in the hospital in order to give him the pain medicine he needs to fight the pain that he's having because of the cancer. So these are just little things. The other thing I heard is that the little individual they're like the little mayonnaise packets that you get, or the ketchup packets that you get at the fast food places. It's Neosporin in that same kind of little plastic um, foil package where they tear it and they put it on a wound where it's just that individual. They're running out of those. So I hope that you have put back some rubbing alcohol, some peroxide, some band-aids, some bandage material, tape. They're running out of tape. And I hope you've gotten some tape. In the event you need to bandage up wrap up a bandage, a wound or something, and that you have gotten some gauze and things like that. If you cannot get gauze and you cannot get tape, then please get a cotton sheet, wash it with bleach and dry it, and then cut it into 12 by 12, 12 by 18 strips for female replacement pads, or by, 23 by 23 for baby diapers, the ones you fold yourself. And then if you're going to be doing wounds, you can cut ones that are large enough to go around your arm or around your leg. And then you need to learn how to cut it so that there is a strip sticking out. That when you cut it, it has a piece that once you wrap it around, then you can tie it to hold it on, to keep it in place. And you're going to have to learn how to do these things in the event you have some kind of wound, to take care of that, to do that without the things that you can just buy from the store. This is what we're going to have to start concentrating on, is how do we do what we need to do to preserve our lives and care for our health without the things you just run to the store and buy. And I don't know if you guys have looked at my emergency alert email thing today, but they were recalling Tylenol. So, and one was ibuprofen and aspirin. So these are painkillers and fever relievers. So, I hope you have some that you've already put back. I hope you can find some that's not on a recall list, so you can have that to treat minor pain and to treat fever, so that you can, make someone more comfortable. Now, taking a Tylenol and an ibuprofen together is like a silver bullet. If you can't get your hands on a painkiller, an actual prescription painkiller, and say you have an abscess tooth, and you don't have anything else, you can use get some Orajel for that. You can also put clove oil on a piece of cotton and stuff it on that tooth. I heard someone say that once there was a grown man who had a toothache that was just, he couldn't think or do anything. It just hurt so bad. Anybody that's had a bad toothache knows that it can just make your whole head hurt. Anyway, she mixed up some cinnamon, and I know this sounds like what? And honey. Honey has antibacterial properties if it is a raw honey. Don't put the one that's been pasteurized, because that's just sugar and it ain't going to help. But cinnamon and honey, and she mixed it up and put it on his tooth. And he was like crying, so relieved that it stopped hurting, and hugging her. He couldn't thank her enough. So there are other alternative things that we can be doing for allergies, for we can't sleep, for we're so nervous we can't calm down. Um, there are alternatives to these things, to these health issues that we have, that we need to start experimenting, or not experimenting, but exploring and find out about them. A lot of things can come from common weeds, like the painkiller that's similar to morphine that comes from the wild lettuce plant. And you really need to know how to identify these things. You can't just go out in the field and go, oh, that kind of looks like it. I don't know, is that it? Maybe. Well, considering that you're going to either dry it and roll it into a like a joint and smoke it for pain relief, or you're going to grind it up in a blender and turn it into a tincture that you can take orally. I would want to be pretty sure that that was what I thought it was before I put it in my body. So, if you can get your hand on some books for, you know, foraging herbs and medicinal cures from the weeds that are growing around us. There are powerful things in some of these weeds that we can benefit from. And so if you get, you know, information, please get notebooks and write these things down. You know, like when you want to describe milkweed and you want to know that the actual milkweed plant, and when the stem is broken, it's hollow inside. The milk's coming out, but the stem is hollow inside. It's not solid, because that could be poison. It looks exactly like a plant that's something other dog something that'll kill you. So you don't want to just go out in the field and go, well, that kind of looks like it. I think it'd be okay. Let's try it. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that. So now would be the time to be using the internet and also your local library for resources, or looking online for books that you can purchase, that you can look at the pictures and refer to and learn how to use those particular things. This here you can order online. These are black seeds. They're black cumin seeds, and Nigella stevia. And this you can use for high blood pressure. So you'll want to get that. Fish oil. You can use flaxseed oil like this to control your cholesterol. Red rice yeast will also help control your cholesterol. It's better than a statin drug, which can damage your liver. So, those are just two little things that I bought from the grocery store and Amazon. That, the blood pressure medicine, and if I can't get my blood pressure medicine, I can use these black seeds, these black cumin seeds. And it only takes a few, to have every day. You could put it on your scrambled eggs. You could put it in some tea. You could eat it with a spoon. You could put some honey on it and have it. However, you can just eat them raw. They kind of taste like turpentine, but hey, they'll keep your blood pressure down. which, if you don't control your blood pressure, you can get a stroke. So please look at ways that you can, care for things that if you need it, you can't get it from the drugstore or from a grocery store, and you need it. You better be figuring out how you can use the weeds around you in your life to treat these things, or things that you can buy on the internet. This was $14. It's a huge bag. If I can't get my blood pressure medicine, I'm going to be using that, because otherwise my blood pressure will go up so high and I can have a stroke and die, or become paralyzed on one half of my body. And that would be horrible, because who would take care of me? Turmeric, ginger, and black pepper in green tea is terrific antioxidant if you should get sick, like with the flu or a cold or a virus of any kind. You can use that, and it's terrific antibacterial, almost like an antibiotic if you use it with raw honey, not processed honey that's been pasteurized, but raw honey that has not been heated up, that kills the bacteria that's in there. That's the good bacteria that will help heal your body. So just please start thinking about these things. How are you going to get vitamin C if you can't get vitamin C from the grocery store? You can grow some strawberries. You can make some strawberry jam and have that. Buy some strawberry jam at the store, and eat a spoon of that a day. Something to get your vitamin C. Otherwise, you can get rickets. Vitamin D is another thing that's really important to help keep your immune system strong. And you can do that with mushrooms. Please do not go out and pick mushrooms unless you are an expert. The wrong mushroom can kill you in 8 hours, and it's a very painful death. Remember, we're short on pain medicines. So, but like if you get mushrooms even fresh from the store, and if you take them and you turn them upside down in the sun 6 hours a day for 2 days, those mushrooms will make an enormous amount of vitamin D. Then you can slice them up and dehydrate them in a dehydrator, pop them in a jar, and eat a slice or two of those. Actually, a slice would be sufficient to be getting your vitamin D that helps to fight off viruses. It's amazing, all the things that I've learned. Get some raisins. They're full of vitamin C. They'll turn to like sugar, real sugary, like little sugar things, but they still have the vitamin C in them, and you can still use them to get your vitamin C. You have to think about the things that, you don't want to just have a bunch of rice and a bunch of noodles, and think, I'm going to live on that. Not going to be too healthy. There are vitamins and minerals that you need. And if you can't get it from a vitamin at the store, and you can't get it from your food, you're going to start getting sick. Your kids are going to get sick. They'll get sick all the time. People that don't eat right and don't take care of their health, don't take vitamins, don't eat healthy food, they get sick all the time. It's just a fact of life. But please, look into different things that you can do to help yourself and your family through these times that are coming that they're creating medical emergencies. Medical emergencies. When a hospital says, don't come to this hospital if you have a heart attack because we can't help you. We don't have any power. We can't use the paddles. We can't pump oxygen in. We can't, use the machine to go in and do an angiogram to look at your heart and maybe put a stent in to save your life. We got no power. Those machines don't work. This is crazy that most hospitals, they have huge generators. But what happens if the grid goes down and then we can't get any more diesel? Because these great big generators that run the hospitals, they use diesel fuel. Then those generators aren't going to keep working forever. They're going to run out. And those hospitals will not be able to provide the modern technology and treatments that we're used to having that preserve our lives and keep us healthy. So please start looking into things in a sense of reality. Think about things in a sense of reality, of how you can care for yourself. And not just, eat a pot of rice every day or a bunch of noodles every day. There's not enough nutrients in there. Oh, it'll keep you alive, but you're not going to be healthy. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to be able to perform the tasks that you need to perform in a situation where there is no power. No electric power. No gas. There are things that are going to happen, and you're going to have to do them and deal with them. And I bet you don't even know what those are. So you know what? You're loafing. Stop loafing. Get busy. I love you.